I'm going to start with my Tennessee Titans, where, of course, the big news is Derrick Henry was placed on IR after suffering a foot injury. Apparently, Derrick Henry suffered the injury while attempting to carry the entire Tennessee Titans team on his back for a year. This episode is brought to you by Morton Sea Salt. It's almost as salty as I am. Just kidding, they're not the sponsor. No, but we do have some other sponsors, so please use our code IBT on Monkey Knife Fight. Use the same code on Underdog Fantasy. And we also have Steven's Barbershop, which sponsors us. And if you're not in the Pennsylvania area, don't worry, they deliver. They don't. That's not a thing. So this jersey that I pretend to burn each week is actually a cool story behind it. If you're wondering why this is such an old jersey that I'm always rocking, that's because I am deathly terrified to buy a new one. The first ever Titans jersey I got was Vince Young. We all know how that turned out, and it turned out almost as soon as I bought the jersey. Next purchase was a Jake Locker jersey. We all know how that turned out, and it happened almost as soon as I got the jersey. And then I got this jersey for Christmas, and Marcus Mariota either played the day before or the day of Christmas, and as soon as he went down with an injury, I knew that I had gotten this jersey for Christmas, and have not bought another one since. So, Derrick Henry, not my fault. So this show is recorded earlier in the week, so I'm actually going to be covering a lot of trade deadline news, although by the time this episode comes out, the trade deadline would have passed. So a lot of these jokes are going to be outdated, almost as outdated as replacing Derrick Henry with Adrian Peterson. One of the players we're all hoping will be traded was caught on the sideline mouthing some words about his organization. You could try to determine for yourself what was said. Now, I'm no expert in lip reading, but this is what I saw.
I'm going to be honest with you. I hate this place, this zoo, this prison, this reality, whatever you want to call it. I can't stand it any longer. It's the smell.
Of course, one of the biggest trade candidates that's been talked about all season long is Deshaun Watson. And word is that there is a trade in place and that trade will go through as long as Deshaun Watson's legal issues are cleared up first. In other news, Packers are going to be trading for Chris Godwin under the conditions that they can make the salary cap, Tom Brady agrees to the trade, Giselle agrees to the trade, and that the Buccaneers answer the phone. Speaking of Giselle, Derrick Henry and Kyler Murray were actually frontrunners for the MVP race this year. That was until she had something to say about it. If you don't know who that is, pick up a history book, watch a movie, something. I can't help you. If you'd like any pro lighting or editing tips, I'm more than happy to assist you. As you can see, great transitions here. I've actually been using the daylight, and that seems to have been going away. If only there was an invention that would keep a steady stream of light on me at all times while I'm recording. Haven't heard of one yet, but if I find it, I'll let you know. As always, the big headline after this weekend was injuries, and Philip Rivers actually says that he has not received any calls yet, but if he did, he would consider them. Now, to be fair, it's probably impossible to hear any sort of calls in this house.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! No. Don't start this. Oh, no.
Surprisingly, Philip Rivers hasn't fathered any children since leaving the NFL. So it turns out all of those pregnancies were a result of fucking Colts and Chargers fans each weekend.
Ah.
Well, hey, it seems like the answer was right in front of me all along. I had a lamp the whole time, so looks like we can get some better lighting up in here. Okay, so with the trade deadline still ongoing as of this recording, It seems like the Buccaneers will not be trading Ronald Jones. They said they still view him as a 1-2 punch alongside Leonard Fournette. So I guess it's a little bit like, some jazz, some music. You get a 1, a 1-2, a 1, a 1, a 1, 1, a 1, a 1.
1 and 2 and... Not my fucking tempo!
And please, please, please trade Ronald Jones. Please let this man run somewhere. Let him play. This is fraud, waste, and abuse. This should be classified as a crime for holding this man against his will. So, 2 pieces of news for Aaron Rodgers today. One is that he's going to start accepting part of his paycheck in cryptocurrency. 2 is that despite previously telling the media that he is vaccinated, it turns out that he is not vaccinated. He was receiving homeopathic vaccination treatment to raise his antibody levels and thought that would suffice, and apparently it did not. So now, a lot like half his paycheck, his vaccination is non-existent. And before you start lecturing me about Bitcoin and all that other stuff, how about this? I'll take these $2 into McDonald's, and you take your entire life savings of Bitcoin into McDonald's, and we'll see who walks out with more food. In addition, I'll take my vaccination card, and you can take your homeopathic treatment card, and we'll see who gets to go to a concert this Sunday. Now, I'm not making a political stance. This is all just for fun. So, if you're going to try to lecture me afterwards, just know it's not important whether or not you thought this was funny. What's important is that I think I'm funny. In some MMA news, female fighter and Olympic gold medalist Kayla Harrison just finished up her last fight on her contract in the Professional Fighters League, where she's a 2-time champion and she's undefeated. And it's fully expected that she'll transition to the UFC. However, UFC President Dana White keeps downplaying the signing, saying that she hasn't really fought anybody of competition, and that if the champ Amanda Nunes had fought the same people, we might see the first death in MMA. But I'm old enough to remember that there was actually a murder in MMA not that long ago.
They want you to give us a quick count to 10, both of you gentlemen, if you don't mind, just if you wouldn't mind counting to 10.
Nate can only count to 5. 10.
Oh,
Count to 5, Nate, will you, if you can?
You count.
In some more MMA news, Glover Teixeira just became the second oldest fighter ever to win a UFC championship at 42 years old, further proving that Frank Gore is still in his prime. So as soon as he gets his boxing career underway, we can expect to see another 10-15 years of Frank Gore. One thing that often goes overlooked in this community is the people who create the graphics for you, the videos for you, the logos, even the music makers, the podcast drops, all of those guys. So it's kind of upsetting to see that some people in the community saying they actually had to stop helping people with graphics, they had to stop helping people with logos because they were getting a lot of pushback, they weren't getting paid, people were paying them and taking the money back. Steven Rhoda was actually somebody that I really respect in this community that this has happened to, and I think as a result he stopped helping people with graphics and stuff. It's really disappointing to see, and so if you're wondering how you should be interacting, with these guys who are doing this creative stuff for you, look no further than this show. Hey man, listen, got a logo for you, need it like yesterday, so this is what I'm thinking. Look, I'm starting a brand, maybe an empire. It's gonna be Third and Shortt. Thinking maybe Third, 3 dragons, 3 fucking raptors, just big ass raptors, maybe but interconnected. It's the raptor with 3 heads, but like 6 arms, something like that. And it's just gonna, just this big ferocious logo with this like fire. The fire is turning into ice, but it's melting at the top, and maybe signify, the climate change in the NFL and the world, because that's important. The climate change in the world. And the colors, man, I'm thinking like fucking red, signify blood, like fucking bloodshed on the field, and the blood that I'm about to shed to make it to the top of this community. And like, it has to be something football related, but I want to leave my options open because, I might also use this for my OnlyFans. Plan B is like Godzilla ripping Tom Brady's head off, clean off, and the blood is just dripping down to like a 3. But listen, man, I trust you. You have full creative control. I know you know what you're doing. I know you can make this work. But also, if it's not Godzilla, just the dragon or the Velociraptor eating Tom Brady's face. So look, it's Taysom Hill holding the Lombardi trophy or hitting Lamar Jackson in the face with it saying, I am the captain now. So it's Derrick Henry, but he's ripping the foot off of Josh Norman and attaching it to his so that he can play the rest of the season and be the MVP. Don't know what that has to do with my brand. So listen, man, like I said, I'm going to need that in about an hour or so. We agreed upon $3, right? $3. But listen, man, I'll spot you 5. Yeah, you there, man? Yeah, you got something for me? Man, hey, thank you for taking my vision, putting it on this. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Payment?
No, I sent. Hello? I sent it to you. You're breaking up.
As always, I'm going to have a hot sauce recommendation. This one was actually kind of found accidental this weekend while me and my wife were traveling. Luckily, I've gotten her into some hot sauces, and now she wanted one for her purse. That was weird, but led us on an adventure. We got her this 3-pack. We tried Queen's Majesty Ginger, and we found a 3-pack that included that and then a lime tequila one. Both of those sounded really good. She picked up the 3-pack and it included this one, which is a red habanero black coffee hot sauce from Queen's Majesty. This hot sauce might be my favorite hot sauce out there. It's so good. It goes on anything. It actually has coffee infused white vinegar. That was interesting to me, but since I've gotten this thing, I have eaten it on everything that I've had, and I just want more and more of it. I ate some pizza rolls with it last night, mixed this in with some ranch. That could be its own sauce. This hot sauce is unbelievable. I'm going to buy lots of bottles of this stuff. If you haven't had the Queen's Majesty Ginger, it's also another really good one. One of my favorite sauces to put on steak. But this one just goes with everything, and such a surprise find. So if you guys got any other ones you want me to try, as always, let me know. Let me know in the comments, and I'll try it for the show. If you have your own hot sauce and you follow me or comment on this, I'll buy your hot sauce and I'll do it on the show. I've done it before, so please go out and try this one, and let me know if you have any more.